We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Give to Elliott. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Cordray Tankersley with a pick. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Balazs. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Tannehill. And Stills over the middle. And now running right through it. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
A first carry now. This is Hill. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll run here with Balazs. Now the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
back to throw. Tannehill. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Durham Smythe, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Perry, the return. Pretty move. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff? They all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time. And they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Prescott on first down. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Charles Harris able to drop him for a loss of 4. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So after a good run by Zeke, another first and 10. On first and 10, Prescott. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach and incomplete. Here's second and 10 now from the 35. On second down, Elliott. And past the 30 down to about the 27. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. They're pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Charles Harris in there to get him for his second sack of the night. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find it.
And nothing but daylight ahead. The 30, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. In for the score. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Perry, the return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? So who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys,
now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They begin the drive with Hill. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie. They had the box stacked. That run was going nowhere from the start.
And when you say stacked, you really mean it, don't you? Because when you're talking about a 46 defense, commonly known as the Bear defense, you're covering up the guys inside, and you're allowing other people to get in there close to the line of scrimmage, usually an 8-man front. That's difficult to block for an offense. On that play, the defense won in a big way. No gain at all.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out.
Here we go. Play. Go. Waiting. Rip.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. And this one's incomplete. Devontae Parker was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Taco Charlton in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And he gets this away. And look at this. This is a good one. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. The defensive end, Cameron Wake, brings him down.
Cameron Wake makes plays like that look simple because I think he plays with excellent leverage. Really does a nice job of being lower than the offensive guys trying to block him. and gets underneath them and goes up and down the line of scrimmage to make those types of plays.
And kept him to a short run play there. Here's Elliott. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well,
else. And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. It's complete. Stills. Tannehill finding Stills, and it's a Dolphin 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Tannehill on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Go. The 20.
Draw play. Tannehill gives to Drake. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Deep. Set.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Prescott. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Done. Everyone's got four down. 26. You go 46, 46. 26.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that'll be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. The give is to Elliott. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. First down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle him up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A first down carry by Elliott. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he stopped immediately there. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4.
Here we go. 180.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. So now here come the Dolphins. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Taco Charlton, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. As they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Out of his end zone, Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he's only able to get it to right around the 3. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Second down, Prescott. Evans has it left side. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. The Cowboys on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team. With their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And over the middle, this is Parker. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Balaj, and he'll get this up only to about the 33. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Dolphins on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw is Tannehill. And Wilson has it. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Tannehill fighting Wilson for the Miami first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Balaj. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. On the right side open is Gesicki. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the gun on third down, Tannehill. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Chidobe with a pick. Then they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Evans. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Elliott fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. They run it with Balaj. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. And credit the tackle to Taco Charlton with a stop. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Go, 28. Hey, 20. Play.
Here's Tannehill. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Charles Harris in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Going right, and that's complete. And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From his goal line here, Tannehill. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a handoff. Here's Hill. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Again, they run with Hill. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Back now in Arlington, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Here's Matt Hawk now. He's been terrific so far. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Running into the punter keeps this drive alive as they operate now with a 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Hill. They can't tackle. There goes Jeremy Hill. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 33 and a 1st. This offensive line starting to win up front. You win that battle in the trenches, you can kind of wear them down here late.
So you bring in the second part to that equation, and that's the big running back, the big bruiser who can get more than what's blocked and break a few extra tackles and gain yardage.
20!
And they'll go on the ground. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
On second down, it's Drake. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now on first down, Drake again. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down.
20!
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a first down.
Well, partner, this drive has been a model of efficiency. They've done everything they've wanted to, and the defensive guys, they've got to be getting frustrated. They can't figure out how to get off the field.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. On first down, it's Tannehill. It's complete to Parker, left side. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like him? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now Prescott. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Rashad Jones.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. Made his first, this now from 42 yards out. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go, 46. 26.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. He's going to walk one deep left side here. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Here we go, 48.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. It'll be a gain of 2. And speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Cowboys on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Prescott from the gun. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. A 1st down throw for Prescott. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Charles Harris in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Gun. Here we go, 46. 26.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Cameron Wake in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays.
41's the will.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And the pressure gets to him again. Akeem Spence in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
47. Here we go, 46. Here we go, 47. 47. Here we go, 47.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Dolphins, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.